President Donald Trump says he will meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Budapest to discuss ending the Russia-Ukraine war. This past week, Trump spoke with Putin on the phone a day before he met Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House. The world was watching to see if Trump would commit to giving Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine, a commitment that was not made. Here to discuss is Kervin Oakwin. Kervin is a former intelligence professional with direct experience in U.S. Russia relations. During the first Trump administration, he participated in an overt anti-Russia campaign and now hosts the geopolitical intelligence podcast, This Week Explained. Welcome back, Kervin. Trump did not commit to giving Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine. What does that signal about his strategy to negotiate peace between Russia and Ukraine?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me back on. I know it's been a while, but what I will say about this is it looks like these Tomahawk missiles are being used as a bargaining chip. Not a bargaining chip for Ukraine and President Zelensky, but for Russia and President Putin. So what's happening here is Trump has seen what is happening in the world and understands in these communications with President Putin what is going to affect change in this conflict, and that is pressure on Russia. Now, these Tomahawk missiles, if Ukraine would be able to get them, would cause a lot of damage to Moscow, to the the capital of Russia. That would affect the Russian people. Trump knows this, and he is using this as a chip to get Putin to the negotiating table, as I always say, in good faith.
Now we're talking about things that can get Russia to the negotiating table and factors that could go in Ukraine's favor. The president says, quote, "I believe actually that the success in the Middle East will help in our negotiation in attaining an end to the war with Russia-Ukraine." What is your view on this?
Well, look, I mean, we've seen war in the Middle East for maybe thousands of years, not personally, but through history, right? And so now President Trump has brokered a deal very publicly between two groups, two factions that have a ton of mistrust between each other. That is the Jewish state of Israel and the Islamic states that are within the Middle East, most notably Hamas. So we have a peace, we have ceasefire within Gaza. Now that ceasefire is teetering right now, but we do have a ceasefire, something that has paused all fighting. Israel has moved back to their lines within Gaza, and he can use this as a jumping off point to talk between Russia and Ukraine, who do not have those thousands and thousands of years of mistrust between each other. That he can now use that as a brokering piece of, look at what I did in the Middle East, look at what they agreed to. Why can't you guys come to the table with the mistrust that you have and broker something that everyone can agree to?
Not to mention that possibly he can allocate more resources, President Trump, to negotiating peace between Russia and Ukraine now. Hopefully, I mean, we'll see what happens in the Middle East with Israel attacking Hamas fighters who reportedly, allegedly attacked them. But I wanted to move on to this. President Trump also said he discussed on Thursday post-war trade possibilities with Putin. How big of an impact could that sort of carrot, have on driving Putin to come to some kind of lasting peace?
So we are in a war of attrition right now between Russia and Ukraine. And I think the longer that this war carries on, I think it was about a year ago that President Putin said or commanded his commanders in the war in Ukraine to come to a completion of that war, to end the war in Russia's favor. So that was going to be, he had told them to do that in early 2026. We are getting very close to 2026. It seems like just yesterday, Trump was inaugurated in January of 2025. Here we are coming up to the cusp of January 2026. We're getting closer and closer to, I think, where Putin feels like Russia is at a point of no return in this war. And he needs an off ramp here. He needs something, he needs a carrot, and Trump understands that. And I think that you make an astute observation here. Trump is offering him an off ramp here to come to a peace agreement, something that maybe a year ago he would have not that Putin would not have agreed to, but something that both Putin and Zelensky can compromise on. And even Zelensky said, I believe either this morning or yesterday, Zelensky said he understands the reality on the ground and he is going to have to make some concessions on the ground. So we are getting very close to
Yeah.
where hopefully we can find peace there.
Kervin, we just have a few seconds, but I want to get your reaction. What are you watching for as Trump's cabinet prepares to meet with Russian counterparts in the coming days, and as we expect Trump to meet with Putin soon?
Honestly, I'm looking for two things. One is the public statements from the U.S., from Marco Rubio, from the group that's meeting with Lavrov. But I'm also very, very interested in what I am going to be seeing from an open source perspective among the Russian mill bloggers. What are they being told from the Russian state as to what to put out on telegrams like or channels like Telegram and Twitter to put out as what will the Russian people accept as victory? So those are the two things I'll be looking for.
Very interesting. Kervin Oakman, host of This Week Explained. Good to see you. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you so very much. As always, stay safe out there.
Take care.